Hi friends, my name is Akai, and in this video I want to briefly introduce you to a Linux tool that makes the functions of the Arturia Midi control center and the similar Akai management tools available under Linux. If you like my videos and can benefit from them, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any more videos in the future. Thank you very much. Then let's get started. What is the Arturia Midi control center? As I encountered this problem due to Arturia's lack of Linux support, I will explain the problem and the solution from this perspective. It should look similar with Akai. With the Arturia Midi control center, you can manage your Arturia's hardware via SysEx. You can update the firmware, change the settings of Midi CCs, change the colors of the LED lit pads, and create presets. The software for Linux is unfortunately not available, despite an announced Linux Interest 2023 deep in the Arturia forum. Installation via Wine is also somewhat difficult, as Arturia wants to install its own USB driver, although the devices are USB class compliant. The only way to use this software reasonably stress-free is to have a Windows ready on a second device or in a virtual environment under Linux. Quite an effort for such a little thing. And that's only because Arturia only wants to send the SysEx messages via an in-house USB driver. This is very absurd because the device works perfectly under Linux due to the USB class compliance already mentioned. It would certainly help if Arturia and Akai would get a nice comment or email from you here and there, and thus also an impression of how many people this affects. If you don't know exactly what SysEx is, SysEx means system exclusive, and these are device-specific Midi messages, meaning commands via the Midi interface that the device manufacturer has created to control the specific functions of the device, meaning functions that are not included in the Midi standard, such as Midi CC. SysEx is, for example, something like the data transfer of samples or presets or all settings from or to the device, setting the LED color of a pad, messages on the display, settings for the pitch bend or mod wheel, or which Midi CC are sent to certain knobs, faders and buttons, and so on. And this is where a small open source tool with a graphical interface called SysEx controls comes into play. With SysEx controls, Akai and Arturia devices can be configured via SysEx. First of all, the tool does not support firmware updates. The author suggests that Akai and Arturia should use the free service of Linux Vendor Firmware Service, or short FWUPD, to guarantee a consistent and very free firmware update. SysEx controls does not support all Akai and Arturia products, but it does support quite a few, and the author seems to be open to implementing more. And the good news is that this is a Flatpak package, so it can be installed on almost any Linux distribution via the FlatHub store. Speaking of good news, because I would be very happy if you give me something back, for example a thumbs up, a subscription or a comment, because that really helps these videos here and there to be suggested to more people who are also looking for this topic. And you are not only helping me, but also other people with similar interests. Thank you very much. But now let's continue with the SysEx controls software. SysEx controls is very easy to use. After starting the software, it basically displays all devices that are accessible via USB and DIN MIDI. However, as already mentioned, only the supported Akai and Arturia devices can be configured. If you select the relevant device, the main categories that can be set on the device open on the left-hand side. A click on the relevant category then opens the relevant options in a list on the right. And if further sub-options are available in this list, another list will open. A very simple structure. In this example with the Arturia Minilab 3, there's the option to name the currently selected preset under Presets. This is not reflected in the software, but it is on the device. And in the individual preset you can then set whether it is displayed at all and therefore selectable, and which functions the individual buttons have, and which MIDI messages such as MIDI CCs are sent from this preset. Of course, the colors of the pads can also be set and much more. This means that a completely different configuration can be set for each preset and can therefore be individually configured for multiple purposes. SysEx Controls is a nice little and above all very helpful tool for customizing the hardware you bought to better suit your personal requirements. Not only manufacturers such as Akai and Arturia could take this as an example and think a little more platform independently in future. Thank you for your time and attention. Stay healthy, save the future. See you. Ciao ciao.